Hello, everybody. Welcome to another very exciting lesson with data management. Today is Thursday, and you should be wrapping up your review section. Just a reminder that it is due today at about 2:30 in the afternoon. So please make sure that is done. I believe out of the 30 students, I have 20 out of the 30 already. So I'm just waiting for those last 10 to get their assignments in. By the way, those marks I have on the front page, so just please check those. They're just an updated mark. That's not necessarily what's going to be on your midterm, but it'll be around that, depending on if I could get this last assignment marked before we enter our marks for Monday. Okay, I have to get the marks in for Monday. Do note that I believe midterm marks are due, Monday or Tuesday next week. The admin team, so VPs and principals, will be looking over those marks, and I believe guidance will be sending out. There's a kind of a window in which you can drop of class. Okay, so you could contact guidance counselors if you need to drop a class, whether it's my class or whether it's one of the other ones that you have. Okay, just to let you know. All right, so this lesson is actually very, very quick. So I'm just going to get to it. So 5.1, there's no printed out form online, so I'm just going to write it out. So we have data, concepts, and graphical summaries. You will notice through this whole chapter, there's little to no math involved with regards to calculations. This is all about just collecting data, okay, using like surveys and sampling. Then we moved on we're looking at control groups with regards to collecting data, and then we also look at interpreting data collected, and lastly, how do we analyze the data? I think that's the last lesson. Oh, and then lastly is bias. Okay, so a lot of this is written stuff. Okay, so you probably don't need your calculator at all this chapter, so it's just a lot of analyzing. Okay, so data concepts and graphical summaries. Okay, so I'm just going to turn the page this way. So we have two types of data. Two types, and those two types are numerical and categorical. Okay, so we have numerical data and categorical data. So numerical is quantitative. So it's quantitative data, whereas categorical is qualitative. Okay, so quantitative data versus qualitative data. So this is stuff you can measure. This is not measured. This is more, let's say, categories or characteristics. Okay, so numerical is data in the form of any number. And categorical, qualitative, okay, it's data sorted into distinct groups. Groups or categories. Okay, so two types of data, numerical and categorical. So which is quantitative versus qualitative. So this is data in any form of a number, and category is distinct groups or categories. This one, you can have numbers. I'll show you with some examples. When you're, say, like you're rating something 1 through 5 that has numbers, but that's the only case. Whereas numerical is always data. Okay, so now we could further break this down into continuous data okay, which we talked about, versus discrete. Okay, continuous data includes all decimals. Okay, so a range of values including all decimals, whereas discrete was when there's set number of solutions in a data set. So continuous would like volume, time, area, something like that, whereas discrete is when you only have certain numbers. Okay, so like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's only a certain number of solutions. Okay, so in continuous data, we use a histogram, whereas in discrete data, we use bar graphs. Okay, so this one, remember, includes decimals, and discrete is usually whole numbers. But remember the one from last chapter I talked about, there was one situation that it could include decimals. So one example I gave you was the shoe size. So shoe size has certain values. Like you have a size 7, size 8, size 9, but then they also give you options for half a size. So 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, and so on. Okay, so histogram, reminder, it looks like this. So where the bars are touching together. Okay, and a bar graph, the bars are separate. Okay, so histogram versus bar graph. Okay, moving to categorial, we could also break this into two sections, okay, which is ordinal and nominal. Okay, so ordinal is data that can be ranked. Okay, so data that can be ranked. So like you say, what's your favorite sport? And you could rank the sports that you like. Okay, what is your favorite subjects? And you could rank them. Okay. Or you can have something you could rank, something, say, like very good, good, fair, poor. That'd be a ranking system. Okay, so or like a rating, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so those are examples. Nominal are ones that can't be ranked. Okay, so example of that is if maybe a survey or a question asks, what is your hair color? And you say it's brown. There's no ranking to that. It's just that's a qualitative piece of data that you have. Or what is the color of your eyes? You say blue. Okay, there's no ranking there. It's just you're answering the question, so they can't be ranked. So we put example like hair color. You could rank on the color of hair that you like, but if a question was just saying, what is your hair color? Then it's just an answer. Okay, so black, brown, blonde. Okay, both of these have bar graphs. Okay, both include bar graphs. So again, two types of data. We have numerical, which is quantitative, and categorical, which is qualitative. Okay, numerical could be broken down into continuous and discrete, which we talked about already in the previous chapter. Continuous includes decimals, so it's an infinite number of solutions in a data set, whereas discrete is a set number of solutions in a data set. Okay, continuous has histogram, whereas discrete has bar graphs. Then we move over to categorical. It could be sorted into distinct groups, but in ones that could be ranked versus ones that cannot be ranked. So ranked is ordinal, and then not ranked is nominal. A way to remember which is which, this is how I remember. Can't be ranked, so no ranking. Nominal, so no ranking. That's how I remember. Nominal is no ranking. Okay, and both are bar graphs. And that concludes the full lesson. So your homework is page 203, number 1 to 6 and 9. Okay, should only take you 10 minutes or so. All right, hope you guys, that's the last lesson of the week. Next week we'll be looking to have 3 lessons with homework. If you have any questions, feel free to reach me. Hopefully you guys get your assignment done by 2:30, or there will be a 0 for your mark. So please, if you have any issues with submitting, please let me know immediately. Other than that, have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday. Take care.